where do I begin? Alrighty, so after the last video, which is not too long ago or something like that, I received along with probably other people that have subscribed to them, I received a Gmail from Nabalis and their new invention coming soon, kind of, or the prototype that they're working on right now, and it's really not only like very, very interesting in my opinion. I think I actually dig it a little bit. Now, before I begin even further, I'd like to give a warm, special thank you to my very bug. They're all sitting right beside me right now, and he's just watching me while drawing. And he's also the one who helped me edit the video from the last one. I didn't obviously know that my bug is going to help me edit the last video, and so I'm going to say another thank you to the bug for also editing this one as well. Yeah, and with that, hopefully my videos will look a lot better now, because we're working on cutting out some of the most awkward parts and whatnot, and starting to add more funny things, a lot more cats now instead of our baby girl over there, which is a cat. But that means I can also do something like this. He's gonna put up something on this hand, probably nothing, probably something, probably a cat, I don't know. The bug's gonna surely enjoy editing this video as well. Anyways, now on to talking about this new ballad song project. I want to start talking about how they kind of are starting to put together. So I already have the thumbnail and everything made, so I'm just gonna show the pictures one by one, really. Okay, so it's not on their website or anything like that. Like, they don't describe it on their website, but they did send Gmails explaining that they're on a working right now with not only like kind of creating new innovative systems, but, well, in my opinion, innovative, but also creating their very first titanium ballad song, which I do want to give them a huge I wish you the best of luck to the team, which I'm hoping they're also seeing this video, and if you guys are, I hope you guys, I'm actually really intrigued to see what it looks like. And I probably wouldn't be able to test it, sadly. I wish I could, because not only that it's going to be new, but they're also working with titanium for the first time in their life. Well, not life, but they're working on titanium the first time with their company. So this is what it looks like. There's probably going to be a picture up there somewhere right beside me. Probably. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, okay. Alright. They're working with titanium. This is the picture that they're probably putting up at some point. And they described that, you know, it's been about a year and a half since they've shared an idea of a titanium ballad song or a titanium knife. And right now they're on a concept art drawing of it, and I don't know how it's called, just a concept of it, working on what their design's gonna look like and what their design's gonna look like and how the system's gonna work. They said that this was also inspired by two things put together. They're inspired by the Wing ballad song and the Hydra ballad song. So if you haven't had those two ballad songs already, they're more of an up higher price, around the $100 ballad song, which they both look pretty good. I should have personally gotten the Wing ballad song instead of the Trident. I hate the Trident personally, just because, in my personal opinion, it's just because I don't like G10 or anything like that. It's a good ballad song. I digress. And the system, the bushing weight system for the end of the handles is a really genius idea. It gives you like 2 extra bushings to replace on the go if you even want to. Neat idea. But I just don't like G10 personally, so that's my personal hate preference. Anyways, they're working by the creations inspired by the wing, the Hydra, and the design looks beautiful. If you didn't see the picture, hopefully you will. But the design on it looks really beautiful. I personally like the way it looks, and it looks like they're wanting to work around galaxy themed. I could be wrong. They could change it as well. Then again, concept, it could be literally anything and everything at once right now. You want to say hi? You also want to say hi? No? You want to get picked up? Does it? No? Alright, I'm gonna try to keep working while I have the cat on me. This is our baby, by the way. Say hi. She's a stinker. Oh, okay! and a biscuit maker. A first class biscuit maker. Yeah, alright. So the Balisong handles, they're working on a titanium design. I'm sorry, Nabalis, if you're seeing this. I'm in pain right now. And they also send a little graph of how they want the system to work. So they're working with something new alongside what they already made for the first time, which is in the 2020. In the 2024 or something like that. Create with Nabalis. They worked with a partnership after winning first place. I forgot their name or something like that, but they made the Bird of Prey, which is the first Chan-witched Balisong that also implemented G10 that they've ever made, and it honestly not good looking to me, or from what I heard, it's kind of 50-50, I guess. But it looks like they're working with another new Chan-witch design, but this is super interesting to me, because the way they want to work with it is so they're wanting to implement a Mortise and tenon connection where you imply certain like shapes and holes of the wood, like after cutting out certain shapes of wood or certain shapes and holes of the wood, you fit it together like puzzle pieces, and it should fit snappily and securely. So they have a little example right here. This is the example. It's an old ancient Chinese technique that's now used about worldwide and is really innovative and a really neat idea. I never thought about looking into it too much until now, really. And they want to implement that into the Balisong, where they use a dovetail system. A dovetail system is another way of like connecting pieces together, but only can work by not only sliding sometimes one way, but like slide in an angle way as well. So they also have their 3D rendering of how that system would work. So it's a Chan-witch-like system that rotates together to be put together as well, which personally to me also looks like something that actually makes putting together a little bit more easier than usual. And I like things that you can put together very easily. I've had a little bit of struggles. Let me get it out actually. So I have the Overlord, and I sometimes have little struggles of putting it together when I need to like replace the bushings or cleaning it out, but I've always still managed to get it together in the end. Sometimes the bushing would fall out and whatnot, or the pins. This is a pins list, so there's little pins inside that will fall out sometimes, and I just gotta put it together. Looking at this is also a really interesting way to be put together, and I think this would help make things a little bit easier to be, you know, fit and screwed and, you know, worked on. I don't know how well this is going to entirely work with pins, because from what it could look like, it could either be like a hidden pins where it's also a little thing as well, or it's going to be attached to it, so it's going to be like pinsless. So a pinsless kind of design where it still would, you can't like replace one out, but at the same time, it's in there where it just exists in there, and you won't be able to replace it or whatnot just because it's welded together with the titanium or the material. So, which might come into a little bit of a concern in my opinion, especially depending on the price. I know well that the price may be very expensive for the titanium balisong. I don't blame them, but some stuff like that, where like JK designs or whatnot, or other designs that implement a pinsless system balisong on a really expensive pricing one, it's personally it's not my cup of tea. But I digress. This is a concept. They could be changing the material on it, and they could change basically everything. So it could also be that it still has the little pins that are like you got to put in yourself, or they can fall out by unscrewing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It could be completely changed or whatnot, and heck, they may not even be able to make it together, which is also understandable. But I think that might be it for that part of it. The next part that I actually am more intrigued about as well is the way they're gonna work on washers. So not only just washers, but the handle of the balisong too, which I want to implement the idea of the design myself as well into my sketched balisong. So I need to make a monster or something like that. I forgot the name of it. I need to make the next version of the balisong and make it sandwich instead of chandwich, and add the washer and handle implement design on it as well. So let me show you a little 3D renderings and whatnot. Hopefully you can see that. Now, if you can't see that, let me explain it to you. A washer, as normal, is a washer. It's just one copper ring that gets put together. And then the handle, everything gets put together normal. There's a little slight issue where using too much lube or lubricant, specifically for balisongs, using too much lubricant for balisongs can just, ooze out and cause your hands to be greasy and whatnot, which some people may not like, and it's understandable. And, maybe you want to find a way where you can keep it in. Nabalis is also wanting to implement holes for the washers and hollowed out edges for the handles where the system meet together. And what they describe it is a reservoir or pocket reservoir for the oil to sit in until it is to be used sooner or later. So you can put like quite a bit of oil in there, and it'll fill in the gaps of the holes that are being made, which should be 4 holes in a washer, and then the little circle lines on the handles, like a steering wheel kind of thing. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to keep it in until either it starts to like slowly dry out or slowly wear out of what's left and like sitting around the system, like, because a lot of the systems are just like essentially just sandwiched pieces of metal put together, and in between the layers of the sandwich are the lubricant that are spacing it out and giving it like the tune, the play, and like whatnot to make it feel really good. If that starts to wear out, it obviously starts to become a problem where you need to like slowly add more, but the holes on it should somewhat replace what's already dried out. So that means is that you don't have to keep adding more as every often as you have to. I like the idea of that actually personally, and I wish I could help them out on that, but I can't do 3D renderings. I can only do art sketches. I already have some ideas that might help them out even more, but it's a little bit risky because already drilling out 4 small holes for it is kind of, I don't think it's too bad of a risk, but if you want to do like round oval pockets or something like that, then it starts to become a problem where copper washers and whatnot can start to break or bend depending on how you handle it. So as a first timers or beginners, when dealing with systems like that, especially dealing with the very new system of pocket oil, shall we call it, or washer pockets and pocket handles, it could potentially be fragile or damaging to the balisong washers. I digress though. They're working on it and they could change the design of that as well. So everything is just concept and blah 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 and whatnot. And we all can only say that hopefully it turns out very well for them when they do get into the final concept of it and the final prototype of it. I don't think there's really much else to say, but only time for me to talk about how much I like the idea of everything that they're doing. Sandwich designs I'm not entirely a big fan of as much as sandwiches, because sandwiches you can always add mods where you extend out the little sandwich bobbers. You can also add faux spacers or whatnot, blah blah. But that's just my personal opinion. I do like the sandwich idea that they're wanting to implement onto the balisongs. I would use those if I could, but that depends if they're patenting it as well. And if they are, I don't blame them. Especially the whole pocket washers and pocket handles. I can't blame them for being the innovation of being the next innovation of holding oil. And the titanium handles, and then the whole way they're gonna be put together. I'm also like intrigued about the idea of that. I would also implement it into some concept balisongs if I could draw some, which I still need to make Bug a concept drawing as well, along with finishing mine. But I'm getting lazy of drawing. Anything else? I think actually need to look just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So we haven't had the blade look yet. They could possibly be doing, with this being a higher price, definite. It may be around $100, which in American would be probably $200 to $300, maybe $500 if it's really done well and really used great materials. You know, they're notorious for being really cheap, and that's why we love Nabalis so much. Especially me. I mean, I have mostly Nabalis products because what can I say and what can I do? But looking at it, I think that's all they have. They haven't come up with the blade design yet from what it looks like. I think they're still in the workings right now as we speak, or as I speak in the video, or the time of recording of this video, and editing maybe. I'm hoping the blade looks really cool on it, I'm not gonna lie. So there could be a good chance that there could be a live blade and a trainer blade, and I'm willing to get the trainer's blade. And yeah. Oh, we're not talking about live blade, we're talking about false live, I'm sorry. But I'm looking to get a trainer blade if I could, if it's cheap, but titanium is not cheap, so I don't blame them. I think that's it, really. I think that's all for talking. If you guys have any questions, really, that's up for Nabalis that's up for you guys to talk to Nabalis, not me. I'm just only here to record a video, hopefully rack up a bit, and hey, maybe even shed some light on some, shed some light on some things that are being on work in progress. Because I love talking about work in progress stuffs, but they do take really long, and I really do feel bad for taking a long time to talk about. So I'd like to thank my Bug again for letting me record this video. But other than that, Nabalis, if you're watching this video, which I'm probably gonna ping you on the thumbnail, to be honest, I'd be interested and willing to help, but I can't be much of a good help because since I can only do sketch designs and whatnot, and only try to come up with the ideas and flaws and whatnot of this or that. But I'm super intrigued to see what the progress looks like, and I'm actually even more intrigued to see if the price is right or the price is just personally too much for me. With that, again, I know there was something else I was gonna say. I can't remember. Yeah. I don't think Nabalis is gonna be willing to offer free balisong to someone like me just for talking about it, which I don't blame them. I'm not gonna ask for a free balisong. I'm not gonna ask for anything. We already have the other YouTubers that have like a lot more subscribers than I do. I'm just, if anything, I'm more intrigued to see how this turns out. And if the project cancels or turns out to be a cancel or a flawed design, I don't blame you. Making ballad songs is super hard. And I think with that, I should cut the video now because I think it's quite a while since I've recorded. And we got that noise going on anyway. So, perfect time for me to stop. Nabalis, kudos to you guys for being inventors, or to being one of many inventors still to go on, especially with ballad songs throughout the day. And I think that should be it. See ya.